Ladies and gentlemen, these climate activists that you see here vandalizing a Tesla dealership win the Stupidest Person of the Year award because they're protesting climate change by vandalizing the largest electric car company in the world. Make that make sense. Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend. This is where we call out lies, hypocrisy, corruption, and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters because truth conquers. But to conquer anything, you gotta be strong. Here to help us get stronger is grass-fed beef liver by Ancestral Supplements. It's nature's multivitamin for a reason. Contains all kinds of vitamins and minerals, nutrients you don't find in normal meat, and certainly not plants, like powerful, ample amounts of vitamin B12. It's in my daily protocol for a reason. Get yours by going to ancestralsupplements.com/JPReacts for 15% off. Use discount code JPReacts. Now let's get into this stupidity. As you very well know, the radical left is protesting Tesla because of Elon for all their... Elon is a Nazi, he's a fascist, so we'll do fascist Nazi-like things to the... That's all going on. But leave it to the radical left to be creative on how stupid they can be. Now, something that is very scientific, climate change. It's real. Okay, here's the evidence. I live in Austin, Texas. The average daily temperature from early January to here, end of March, it's risen by 30 degrees. Now you tell me the climate isn't changing, you son of a... But of course, the climate change narrative is part of the religion. It's like chapter 3 in their religion, so they all, that's the doctrine, much climate change is bad. Got it. So in their minds, climate change is bad. So what do they do to protest climate change? These people that say enough of the oil, enough of the gas-powered cars, it's changing the climate. Kill all the cows too, by the way. We need electric vehicles to save the planet. All right, let's go protest the largest electric vehicle maker in the world because we're against climate change.
Shut down the fascists. Shut down the fascists. Shut down the fascists. While the rich dream of Nazi robots and swastikas, what the rest of us need is warm housing, clean and affordable energy, and cheap public transportation. Don't let the billionaires decide your future. Let's reclaim democracy. Join us this spring as we demand an emergency plan to just stop oil by 2030.
I mean, you just have to imagine you believe in climate change for a second. No, that's real man-made. All the things, carbon. Yeah, it's Green New Deal. 15-minute cities would be good for us, wouldn't they? Stop eating meat, stop being healthy, stay in your homes, take this shot. That kind of thing. That's their mindset. So to fight climate change, we literally vandalize the largest manufacturer of electric vehicles that we think is the solution to climate change. It is brilliant. And what you see here, this is another piece of footage from a different incident. These are climate activists. These aren't against Elon activists per se. These are climate activists. I mean, we're doing a lot of damage here. These people get arrested. We got to paint this Cybertruck orange now. Full confession, I think it looks better with this paint splattered on it. We're taking it to the man here. And it's completely brilliant. Just imagine you were a vegan. You're like, dude, inherently, I believe eating meat is wrong. So what are we going to do? We're going to go protest vegan smoothie shops. Yeah, we got to shut down those vegan smoothie shops because we think it's wrong to eat meat. Why don't you protest a butcher? No, we're going to vandalize the vegan smoothie shops to get more people to stop eating meat and get them to start eating vegan.
Because of Elon Musk, people like
Hey, you, billionaire, have you forgotten how to share?
Hey, you, billionaire, have you
Tesla's not the solution to the climate crisis. We're here today doing a sit-in in the Tesla showroom because Tesla's not as green as they claim to be. While their cars run on electricity, Musk's entire empire runs on exploitation of workers, of the planet, of all of us. It would take us, in the bottom 99%, 1,500 years to match the amount of pollution that a single billionaire makes in about 1 year. We have so much more in common than climate refugees than we do billionaires. It's simple. Abolish billionaires. 100% tax on any wealth over 10 million. Fund public services. Fund climate action. Take their money and fix this mess that we're in. The only people that are going to save us is us.
change your diet for the climate?
If you have two brain cells, you realize these people are doing the opposite of their cause. And that might also get you to think, do they even care about the cause? Or are they just anarchists out there doing their Antifa things? I don't know. Now, if it was a one-time occurrence, like, these two stupid climate activists were protesting the electric vehicle maker Tesla, trying to shut them down to make a powerful statement. If it was just two in a one-time occurrence, I get it. They probably haven't slept for 6 days. They took their stupid pills. It's understandable. But this is also a reoccurring theme. Here's another example. These are climate activists, aka also look like Antifa, in the name of climate activism, protesting Teslas by literally vandalizing them. Twitter user Pete Haug says it well. Boomers with too much time on their hands protesting fossil fuel companies by vandalizing a Tesla shop. They're barely trying to hide it anymore. It was obviously never about the environment for these people. It's about communism. No, you mean someone who's so mind-controlled they just follow order. Tell me what's the current thing? That's what we're doing? Okay. No, don't tell me why. I don't care. I'm just controlled enough that I'll help usher in communism, probably without even knowing I'm doing it. Hey, we'll get back to the video in just a second, but first I want to say this. The Trump administration is already doing things to make America much better again, including a key team member, RFK Jr., and his push to make America healthy again. He's doing things to fight the corruption in the FDA and pharmaceutical companies where they nefariously work to suppress natural health treatments just because they're a threat to the big pharma business model. They're already starting to win that fight. Just 2 days after RFK's tweet that you see on screen right now, Black Forest Supplements and Natural Product Association received a court ruling that the FDA was indeed unfairly enforcing their rules, specifically against NMN products, one of my favorite supplements, powerful anti-aging. So this is a huge win. You might be curious about what NMN is. Take a look at this.
I also take supplements, and in fact most of my colleagues are in the field of aging, or anti-aging as people call it. So I take NMN every morning.
What is NMN?
Good question. So about 20 years ago, Lenny Guarente and a team of us at MIT discovered a set of genes that controls aging. And what they do is they protect all organisms on the planet, plants, bacteria, humans, from deterioration and disease. They're like the Pentagon. They sense when we're hungry, sense when we're exercising, and they send out the troops to defend us. So we think that these genes are responsible for the effects of dieting and exercise, which is great. What that means is we can now mimic that with molecules.
I feel like I should make a shopping list.
So for now, the FDA cannot take unfair action against NMN supplements, and Black Forest Supplements, along with myself, are calling this a huge win for the American people. And I personally want to thank Black Forest Supplements for their work protecting us from Big Pharma's overreach, where they're keeping NMN as an anti-aging supplement available to the masses like you and I. And I asked Black Forest Supplements for a special discount for my viewers, and they said yes. It's a special deal for today where you buy 2 bottles of NMN and you get 1 free. Just go to blackforestsupplements.com/JP, and for a very limited time only, you buy 2 bottles, get 1 free. That's blackforestsupplements.com/JP. Now back to the video. But amongst all the idiots, these climate activists win the Stupidest Person of the Year award. Here you see them in action. I mean, first off, if you genuinely didn't want people to buy Teslas, you probably realized your behavior makes people want to do the opposite of what you're doing. You can see these are both low T males, as evidenced by their sickly, thin appearance and the fact that they don't speak English. Is that xenophobic? Yeah, so they're Canadian, so I said low T. I didn't even realize they were Canadian, but case in point. But the Canadian government raising awareness about the climate crisis at an electric vehicle dealership. Part of the narrative of yours, she, hers, is that electric vehicles are the solution. Yeah, that's why your World Economic Forum sister-in-chief Gavin Newsom, well, we got to only sell electric vehicles by 2035 in California. Yeah, that's part of your narrative. Your narrative is stupid. But if you're doing your narrative, at least be consistent with your stupid narrative. Because when you get inconsistent with your stupid narrative, you look stupider. Yeah, in the face of climate disaster, we took action today because we can no longer stand to see profit take precedence over life. These billionaires selling oil. Hey, Simon, do you know this is a Tesla dealership? Shit, I didn't know. I thought you said it was like Ford. I don't know. So, yeah, billionaires and ultra-rich are destroying our future for their own gain. That's why he's selling you electric cars. The Canadian government is choosing to invest in big companies like Tesla rather than protecting the population, while hundreds of thousands of people are sent home and people our age die protecting us. People your age die protecting you in Canada? I don't even think Canada has an army. I don't know. It's almost like this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. This is why I'm calling for a creation of a protection agency. Like, yeah, people can be protected by you guys and your vandalism and your stupidity. After being protected, who are not afford private fire service, have a house built to protect against flooding. We're not going to, this guy's all over the place. Fire, flooding. I guess that's part of the climate narrative. And to protect us, please only drive an electric vehicle. They're the best. Damn it, we should have found a different kind of car to protest in front of. We're not going to give our future to the ultra rich. We're going to, I mean, this guy has a bright future in front of him. This is what he's doing. Has there ever been a single case where like an activist destroys property, let alone on TV, like who's going to hire them? And then fast forward 5 years later and they're super successful? No. They probably moved from their parents' house to their parents' basement. Like they're literally degrading in life. There's no windows in there. They don't see daylight for days at a time. They're playing video games, getting on forums. It's like just getting more malnourished by the day. We've taken to the streets. We've signed petitions, but nothing has been done to ensure our survival. By the way, their prime minister, I know he's resigned at this point. They have a guy as equally WEF in there now. But there's maybe not another country in the world that's as climate change propaganda as the Canadian government. So I don't know what these guys want. Disrupting the daily grind because it's the only way to really make ourselves heard. That's the only way, like causing damage to a building that sells electric vehicles. That's the only way to be heard. Love this guy's mind. You know what? Saying something worth listening to is the best way to be heard. Put it on social media, people reshare it. If it deserves to be heard, people will pay attention and they'll reshare it. If it doesn't, if it's not worthy of being heard, guess what? You're not saying something worthy of being heard, you moron. We're the last generation in Canada. So like, let's just say they're 22. Like he doesn't think any 22-year-old in Canada has had a baby. Like, no, we are the last generation. There's nobody younger than us in Canada. Those would be succeeding generation. We are the last generation. And they use the color pink, just case in point. This is just all a symptom of low testosterone. We're prepared to let die for someone else's whatever. Canada's last generation. Yep, that adds up. And they sit down. They collapse. They couldn't even keep standing. They collapsed because these are weak, liberal, leftist climate activists. Their testosterone is so low. They haven't eaten meat for at least a decade. They are so weak that you saw them collapse in front of you, ladies and gentlemen. Let that be a lesson of the dangers of climate activism and what it can do to you. What it can also do to you is make you the stupidest person in the world that wins the award for dumbest person of the year, because in the name of climate change, you are protesting the largest maker of electric vehicles on the planet. That makes sense, doesn't it? Let me know what you thought of these yahoos in the comments below, and I'll look forward to seeing you on our next video. But until then, stay free.